Welcome, and thanks for joining us for our Women's Week celebration presented by American One Credit Union. First, I'm going to thank the Chamber team here at the Jackson Chamber of Commerce. This team has been amazing from the start with me, and just very proud to be a part of this team and a part of everything we do. So thank you, Pat, and the rest of the team that's out there working with us today for this very special celebration we have. Excuse me. Second, let's make sure we thank our sponsors. Couldn't do these events without all the sponsors we have, and let's just make sure that we do everything we can to support those sponsors, everyone, as we go through this great week. I'm going to take one moment and celebrate a couple of the women in my life. My mom, who's been amazing throughout my entire life and has always been there for me, so thank you, Mom. And my beautiful wife, Taryn, you've been there through quite the life journey that we've had, so thank you both so much for being a part of my life. With that, I am here to announce our first guest with us today from American One Credit Union, Martha Fuerstenau.
Thank you, Craig. Welcome to our celebration of International Women's Day and welcome to the launch of the Chamber's Women's Week. American One Credit Union is delighted to sponsor this week-long event. I am Martha Fuerstenau, President and CEO of American One Credit Union. Jackson has a remarkable number of women in leadership, and this week you will meet them and learn about their work in the community. We are also launching American One Women's Expo today. For over 15 years, American One has produced and presented the American One Women's Expo. Normally, this event hosts over 2,000 people in one day. Last year, for the first time, we had to cancel this event due to COVID-19. This year, we are presenting a virtual expo, as it's still not safe to have a big crowd in person quite yet. It's been a tough year for many small businesses. Now more than ever, it's important to support the businesses at the American One Women's Expo. All of these businesses cater to women, and many of them are owned by women. One benefit of a virtual event is that we can present it for 3 weeks to give you plenty of time to attend it and support it. Every day, women in Jackson work to build and strengthen their family at home. And every day, women in Jackson go to work to build and strengthen their business or the company that they work for. Strong families and strong businesses are the foundation of a strong community. Collectively and collaboratively, women in Jackson work together to build and strengthen our community. American One is proud to support the women of Jackson. We look forward to spending this week with you as we shine a light on the work women are doing every day. Thank you for joining us. Great.
Thank you, Martha, and thank you to American One Credit Union, a great partner to the Chamber and a great partner to our community. Next up, we have our mayor, Derek Dobies.
Hello everybody out there, Mayor Derek Dobies here, happy to be here at the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce to celebrate not only International Women's Day, but Women's Week here at the Chamber. I know you guys got a lot of different activities that you're going to be partaking in throughout the rest of this week, and they got a good team behind them here, and thanks to American One Credit Union for all they've done to help make this important week possible. Here today to join everybody in celebration and actually officially deliver this proclamation to Craig here, designating this week as Women's Week here in the city of Jackson.
Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thanks, Greg.
We're very proud of what we're putting together here, and looking forward to the week. It's going to be a great week. Thank you.
Thanks. And, 50% of our city council is actually women. So women are making decisions here at the city of Jackson, from Vice Mayor Arlene Robinson to City Council Member Laura Schlechte to City Council Member Karen Janelle. They are doing an incredible amount of work passing policies that support women and, more importantly, help us as a community to close the gender gap. We do this because women are, and I think have always been, leaders and trailblazers here in the city of Jackson. Some of the most notable, Ella Sharp, who is at the forefront of forestry and environmental action from right here at the city. Mary Bennett, called Bert, who is actually the first mayor of the city of Jackson, female mayor of the city of Jackson, all the way back in 1966, after 110-year of city history without having a female elected mayor. And I bring that up because not only was she a progressive mayor, worked to advance numerous bond issues to support the city income tax, but she also, I found this quote that I thought pretty poignant, that she said back in 1967 when the Jackson Citizen Patriot did a one-year review of her term. She said, and I quote, "Part of the mayor's job is to furnish leadership. As a woman, you can't furnish that kind of strong leadership a man could under similar circumstances." And I think that points to this kind of gender wall of resistance, the glass ceilings that we're here to talk about this week, to talk about the women that are contributing here locally, those that the Chamber is highlighting on their social media platforms, that are continuing to be leaders in our community, continuing to break down the barriers and break through those glass ceilings. And on that note, I want to introduce someone who is continuing to break down those barriers, break through those glass ceilings on a statewide level. Governor Whitmer has been doing a tremendous job in helping to keep Michiganders safe during the COVID-19 pandemic, helping to reinvest in our infrastructure, in our future, in our kids, and helping to reinvigorate our local economy by working with workers and employees and businesses and employers alike. And happy to have her here at the Jackson County Chamber to highlight the work that she's doing, both to celebrate here locally and her work across the state to continue to close the gender gaps that disadvantage families across Michigan. So that being said, I'd like to welcome the Governor of Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm glad to be here at the Chamber. Thank you for hosting us and for the work that you do here in Jackson. And Mayor Dobies, I'm always thrilled to be spending time with you. And want to acknowledge, I think, all the members of the Chamber here. You know, it's great to join you during Women's History Month as you kick off Women's Week on International Women's Day. This is an honor to be acknowledging this with all of you, and I'm assuming Women's Hour and Second are happening right now too. In all seriousness, I am thrilled to have the opportunity to speak, and I'm going to briefly walk through some items in the budget that I proposed last month. Hard to believe it's already my third budget as governor, but it is, and I've really tried to strike the balance of focusing on getting people back to work, and getting our kids back in school safely so that we can return to normal and build our economy back better. All budgets are about values. It's not just numbers on the balance sheet, it's about a statement of your values. And ours represents the need to equitably grow our economy by investing in our kids and in public education, the need to expand economic opportunity for everyone, to safeguard our public health, to rebuild infrastructure, whether it's the water infrastructure underneath the ground or the roads above it and bridges that connect us, to protecting our environment. These are the fundamentals that we invest in this new budget. And I hope that they are priorities that everyone can find some common ground around, no matter what part of the state you live in, no matter what your political affiliation. These are the fundamentals that will improve life for us all and get our economy back to a strong position. I'm proud of the investment we are making in families and small businesses, infrastructure, and specifically the impact that this budget's going to have on women. That's what we are here to talk a little bit about today. So the COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated a lot of the underlying issues that we've been, confronting and challenges that confront people. Working families have made a lot of sacrifices throughout this last year. And to give families a boost, this budget invests $370 million in significantly lowering child care costs in Michigan and creating access. And in some cases, the cost will be so small, it won't cost the working person anything. And they'll know that their child is in a safe, secure place and getting that early learning support that they need. So it's a game-changing investment when we put $370 million into this initiative. It's going to help parents provide for their families. It's going to help our kids get the kind of support that they need. And it's going to help business who is looking for the workforce to come back as we re-engage as our vaccines continue to go up. So things are headed in the right trajectory, and this is an important piece of our mutual success. I'm really proud of this piece because we know that COVID-19 has had a bigger burden on women in the workplace. We've seen 2.3 million women leave the workforce since last February. They're calling it a she session because of the disproportionate impact it's had on working women. And so by making the sizable investment in childcare, we'll alleviate some of that burden. I'm also calling for historic investments in our youngest Michiganders so that we empower our kids to have lifelong learning and to be on a path to prosperity. The budget calls for the largest investment in K-12 education in our state's history. And this is money that will help stabilize school districts, stabilize schools, mitigate the impact of the pandemic on our kids' learning and development trajectory, and continue implementing a weighted foundational allotment so that we can level the playing field for kids who are in rural districts or isolated districts, or kids who are in poverty, kids who are English language learners or have special needs. This is how we attack that and get our kids back on track. And another big part of the budget is helping Michigan workers to upskill. I set our state goal at 60% of our adult population with a post-secondary degree or certificate by 2030. Our Michigan Reconnect, which was a bipartisan plan to give people 25 and up an opportunity to upskill, in addition to the frontliners, Futures for Frontliners, which is a chance for everyone who stayed on the front line of this pandemic to get into a program so that they too can upskill. These are incredible investments that will get us into higher paying jobs, and we're making about a $200 million investment in the people of our state and our skills. So lots of other investments in this budget that I think are really important. The addition of $2 per hour for direct care workers, $300 million in a bridge bundling program so we can get to work fixing bridges, in addition to the work we're doing on the roads already. This is just one more piece of an overarching agenda that is focused on getting our kids back in school, ramping up our vaccine dissemination, building equity in an equity lens into all those things, and helping small business navigate what has been undeniably incredible circumstances and a tough time. We're also going to be deploying billions of dollars in relief money here in Michigan, thanks to congressional action and President Biden's leadership. The American Rescue Plan will become a reality in short order, and that's why it's going to be so important that we work together to deploy these dollars as quickly as possible. For some reason, our legislature hasn't deployed all the money from the last one. We got to get that done because business and students and our health is counting on it. So I ran on things that were fundamentals: fixing the damn roads, improving public education, closing the skills gap, and protecting our health care and our environment. In the face of all these historic colliding crises, We've got to do all those things and even more. This budget takes real steps forward on all of these fronts. Invest in our people, funds key projects, and invest in potential of the most important resource we have, and that is our people in Michigan. And it even makes a deposit into the rainy day fund, so it shows that it is a very smart, well-balanced budget that will be always looking with an eye toward the future. So I'm grateful to be hosted by all of you today. I'm very much looking forward to when I can come back to Jackson and we can congregate in person. And that is on the horizon. So please continue to mask up, keep yourself and your family safe, and make your appointment to get vaccinated when you are eligible. We are moving swiftly and we will get there together. So happy International Women's Day, and I thank the Jackson Chamber for acknowledging the important investment that women make in our communities and our families and our workplaces, and I'm glad to be here with all of you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Governor, for opening up this celebration with us. This is such an exciting week, and we are ready to get started. So next up, we have Janelle Merritt, Vice President of Community Partnerships with American One Credit Union.
Good morning, everybody, and you get me for the logistics of the rest of the week and for the American One Women's Expo. So as you heard from Martha, the expo is kicking off today. I would really encourage you, as I've been thinking about the expo, I've been thinking about what I would spend if I was walking around an expo during the day. And I've been challenging myself to spend that same amount in this virtual format. So grab a friend via Zoom or grab somebody from your coronavirus pod and get online and check out the American One Women's Expo. These businesses deserve and need our support. We also want to talk about the logistics of Women's Week. So as you may know, each day has a specific theme. So today we honor and recognize women in business. Tomorrow we focus on women in healthcare. Wednesday we talk about women in education. Thursday, women in political affairs. And we end the week Friday with women in nonprofits. It's really exciting to me to see the way the Chamber has organized this event and brought top talent to these opportunities for increasing your education and your awareness. So you have opportunities at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 2 o'clock. So if you're a visual learner like me, you can kind of picture the hands around the clock as you go around every 2 hours, 8, 10, 12, 2, with a little sprinkle tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock just to make sure we're all paying attention. So if you get a chance, we know that you're not going to be available necessarily at that exact time throughout this week. We get that. So all of these are going to be recorded and available later. So if you can go to jacksonwomensweek.com and follow the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce Facebook page, you can catch up on that content while you walk the dog, while you do the dishes, or while you catch your evening workout. The way I calculated it, we're hearing from top experts in these areas about 4 times a day for these 5 days. So that's about 20 opportunities. Now, if you see that every single one of these people could write a book in their field, but rather than reading all 20 of those books, you get the Cliff Notes this week because the Chamber did such a nice job putting together this content. So take some time and really develop yourself, your leadership, expand your knowledge about these other areas of industry so that we can continue to be equipped to really meet the needs of our community and continue to make a difference for everyone. One more thing we don't want you to miss on jacksonwomensweek.com is the Wall of Fame. I really love the Chamber's idea that they had to put this together. So we are recognizing women across so many different areas of our community. We have a bus driver that we're recognizing. We have a foster mom. We have executives, of course, but there are so many people that make this community what it is today, and we're really proud of all the hard work that we do right here in Jackson. So take a look at that Jackson Wall of Fame at jacksonwomensweek.com, and you might see a friend or two on there. So without further ado, we're going to cut the ribbon and really kick off this week. Have a great week, everybody.